It's been a few months since we made our rosemary infused oil to make a hair serum, and today I thought we would finish the project together. So if you're new here, my name's Amber and I had Lyme disease. A tick bit me, and one of the really terrible symptoms that happened for me is hair loss. And I'm in remission from Lyme now, but this has made my hair so much healthier that I continue to do it even in life after Lyme, and I wanted to teach you about it today. So back in, I think, November, we made this infused oil together. You only have to let these sit for about 8 weeks, but mine's been sitting for a little longer than that, and today we're gonna strain it out, and I thought I would actually use it on camera so you can see exactly what to do with this. So let's talk about it. This is rosemary, just dried rosemary that I've infused in a sweet almond oil. Now you can use whatever oil you like for this, whatever oil you enjoy for hair care. Personally, I love sweet almond for hair. If I'm doing skin, I use fractionated coconut or jojoba oil. You could use olive oil. Yes, just the plain simple olive oil like you cook with, it works for this. So rosemary and olive oil, or whatever oil, those are your only ingredients. You're gonna fill your jar about halfway with dried rosemary and then put oil over the top. And then you just let it sit. You can sit it on a cabinet in a dark room. It doesn't need exposure to light. You just wanna let it sit and age and give it a shake, every day or two when you think about it. When you walk by and see it sitting there, just give it a little shake. And then when we strain it out, what's left behind is all of the good properties and constituents of rosemary are left in our oil. So how does this actually help the hair? Rosemary has rosmaric acid, and this is known for being similar to Rogaine, or minoxidil, I believe is the official name. So if you struggle with hair loss, especially, this can work for men or women, but especially for women because this just smells so nice. I use this almost like a hair mask. So for me, my hair loss wasn't like a bald spot. I'll show you. It was really more of this, where when I run my hands through my hair, this is what happens. Do you see this? I mean, handfuls, and this is mild. I mean, this is just a normal, I have long hair, I'm gonna shed a bit. But when I was going through Lyme disease, when I would do that, I would pull, a full handful, thick handful. It was just literally coming out in clumps. The shower was a nightmare. Our shower drain was so clogged up, it was a disaster. So the worst part of hair loss, I think, is the embarrassment of it all, especially as a woman. And plus for me, my hair was probably the feature I always loved most about myself. I've always had dark hair, got it from my grandmother. I also feel like it comes a bit from my Cherokee ancestry, and I've always loved my hair. And so when it started falling out and getting thin, I was embarrassed, but also it was like, man, I can't even have hair. Lyme is going to take everything from me. But God gave us the answer. He gave me rosemary in my garden. So rosemary boosts circulation to your scalp. That is the primary action. And so what it's doing is it's increasing blood flow in the scalp, which in turn is going to help your hair grow. And it's also going to help it be healthier and thicker and fuller. There's even been some emerging research that rosemary could be used as a natural hair color because it's a darker pigment. So, your girl here is definitely starting to go gray, and we could use some of that too. So let's strain our rosemary oil. So we're just gonna open it up, and oh, it smells good. I already smell it. Oh, it smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-vision. I wish you could sniff it with me. Just pretend, okay? It smells so good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we wanna strain it because we want to separate the oil from the rosemary. So I have a mesh strainer. We're just gonna do this on the porch. I brought all my supplies out because Walker's actually in there packing some of your tea orders right now. So I said, well, I'll just do this on the porch and stay out of your way. So here's our rosemary oil, and we're gonna pour it through, and I'm gonna catch it in this little strainer. And you know, this might be a really bad idea to try to do this from this angle. Hang on a minute. Okay, this might be a better angle for you to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put the strainer on top of my glass measuring cup. And then we're just going to pour this through. And this will catch our oil in the bottom, and all that rosemary will stay right on top. And once we pour it out, you want to mash that and just get all of the rosemary oil out. And so you could take a wooden spoon or any kind of a press. I didn't bring anything, so we're going to use the bottom of the jar. And you see how much more is falling through? You want to get every bit of that goodness, okay? And then this is what we're left with. This beautiful oil. So once our oil is strained, you can store this in a mason jar. That's just fine. Or I like to store it in an amber dropper bottle. It protects it a bit from the light, makes it last longer. This will last for about 6 months. So you want to make the amount that you know you'll use within 6 months, or you could share it with friends. My friends and family like this stuff, and so I give a lot of it away. But little bottles like this work just fine. So I don't have my teeny funnels to try to fill this up on the porch, and that would be a disaster, but I am going to use the dropper. And I want to show you how to actually use this oil. So you don't need much. Frequency, if you are actively struggling with hair loss, I would use this 3 times a week. If you're just wanting like the benefit of healthier hair, thicker hair, fuller hair, then I would use it, you know, once or twice a week. For me, typically, part of like taking care of my hair post-Lyme is I have transitioned where I only actually wash my hair once, sometimes twice a week. In the summer, it's more because I'm sweaty in the garden, but I'm not washing as often. So when I do this, I time it around when I'm going to wash my hair. So for instance, I'll be washing my hair tonight. So it's about lunchtime today, and I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to let this sit in my hair all day. And then we'll wash it out tonight before bed. You don't have to leave it in all day. You could do this in the evening, leave it in for an hour or 2, and then wash it before bed. You could leave it overnight. Now that's what I did when I first started, but if you do that, you may want to sleep with like a cap or something, or a bonnet to keep the oil from getting on your pillow or ruining your sheets. So this is how we're going to use it. You're going to just get a few drops at a time, and I like to start by kind of parting my hair and working in sections. Now, I am not a cosmetologist here. However, my oldest daughter did go to cosmetology school, and so I heard all of her practice sessions. So we're gonna start by parting on this side, and what we're gonna do is here, I'll show you. We're gonna grab a few drops of oil into our dropper here. You see, I've got just a little, we don't need much. And then you're gonna go in there, and we're going to just kind of drop it in. A drop here, a drop there. See, I didn't even use all that. I'm literally just dabbing it, okay? This stuff is strong, and you don't need much. Just a little at a time. And then take your fingers and massage it in. You want it to really get in the scalp. This is less about putting the oil in your hair and more about putting it on the scalp, honestly. So you're going to continue to do that all through your hair. So we're just going to do it, and I'm going to have greasy hair at the end, and you guys are going to see the real process, okay? We're friends, right? It's fine. So we're just going to keep on going through the middle, and you can get a little more aggressive if your scalp is super dry, itchy. If you have dandruff, this is wonderful. So I don't tend to deal with dandruff too much, but Josh does. I don't know what it is about like red hair. If you have red hair and you're watching this, you have to let me know. Are you like, do you have a really sensitive skin? He has red hair, blue eyes, you know, and he's so sensitive to the sun, and his skin burns easy, but also he breaks out way easy, and his scalp is even like pretty tender and sensitive. So we're gonna just keep doing this all the way across, and we just keep dabbing and dabbing. So all told, I have probably used 1.5 full droppers, okay? Not that much, but here's, oh wow, this is getting crazy. I'm giving you the real today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my head over and we're going to do the bottom part. Let's just go for it. Here we go. We're going to flip. And then we're just going to start working it in, just like this. And you can see I'm just going to add some drops all over. And then massage it in, just like this. Rub it in. Okay? Now, obviously, you're going to just keep on going. Massage, massage, massage. The more you work this in your scalp, the better your results are going to be. Now, you could go to one of those salon stores and spend a whole lot of money on fancy hair mask. You could go get keratin treatments. I tried all kinds of stuff when I was having hair loss, you guys. Spent a lot of money on it. And truthfully, none of it really helped. I mean, my hair looked better. Like, it made my hair shiny and stuff, but none of it really, like, helped the overall issue until I started doing the rosemary oil. So this is wonderful. And also rosemary is really good for focus and cognitive health. So by putting this on, I'm going to be breathing in the scent of rosemary the rest of the afternoon, which means I should be extra sharp. It would be a good afternoon for me to do something that requires some focus. So I'm actually going to be planting my garden this afternoon. But this is how we do it. And then what I typically do is, once I'm good and oily, is I'll pull my hair up and just twist it up. I didn't bring a hair tie out here, but I would just clip it up and leave it up all day. Now, you'll notice I did not go in real hardcore at my hairline with this, just because I'm not trying to increase like the oiliness at my hairline or cause any breakouts, although I don't really think this has ever broken me out, or that it would, because it's a sweet almond oil base, and that tends to be pretty gentle. But this is how we apply it. So don't let it freak you out making your own beauty products at home. So far, I have learned how to make my own makeup remover, my own skin moisturizer for my face, my own body oil, my own whipped body butter, like a nice lotion, and a hair serum. So if there are recipes there that you're interested in, let me know in the comments and I'll do some more tutorials on this kind of thing. But, you know, I know when it comes to herbs, we like to focus a lot on health, but I think the hair is a piece of health that we need to consider, because truthfully, if your hair is falling out and you're self-conscious, it affects everything. It really does. And there's no shame in wanting to feel good in your skin. So remember, our big lesson every week is that God gave us everything we need for health and healing in plants. If you want to make this rosemary hair serum, all you got to do is get some dried rosemary and some oil. And I have a video where we made this step by step, and I'll link it for you in the description below. And then if you need rosemary, you can grab some from our shop if you don't have it in your garden, and we'll send you a bag for this project. But just remember that the Lord loves you and He provides everything we need. He knows the number of hairs on your head, whether it's 1 or 5 million. He knows and He loves you. So be well, friend, and make you some rosemary hair serum. See you next time.